Do I think competition's needed here? I think it would help the scene grow faster. I think it's a good thing. You know, with any, you know, emerging trend, I guess, or any, you know, new sport, you know, of course there are going to be grassroots people who don't like it when corporations and money come into it, but it has to happen. And I think if it happens in Washington, as long as we can keep it, you know, with a positive image, I think it's a great thing.
We don't have to have competitions, but seriously, how else are we all supposed to get better if we don't have any competition or anyone to battle with? I mean, what's the point? Like, I really dislike Formula D for the fact that it's just some big, like, car show aspect of, like, you can't be in a professional series in the U.S. unless you make $250,000 off it a year. It's ridiculous.
You know, I used to think it was like that when there really wasn't so much organized professional drifting in America. But I feel like kind of like now it's a separate sport almost from what the amateurs are doing, as far as like we have events to practice and just go out there and have fun. It's not really as competitive. And they're on such a different level because of budgets and things like that, that it's more of a, there's a bigger gap between amateurs and professionals now, to where it's kind of two totally different crowds. And they do it for different reasons for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of amateur guys that do it to try and become professional, but now you see a lot of people that don't want to become professional, that just do it for fun. But the more grassroots scene comes up, the more people are going to get a chance to practice, you know, legally on a track. And, you know, it's great to learn on the streets and everything like that if you want to do that, but you can push yourself a lot harder on the track. And even if you're spending less time actually drifting, you're getting better quality practice because you can really push yourself hard. If you're out on a track, you don't have to worry about anything around you or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, there's that element of danger. You know, you're not supposed to be doing something, so it makes it a little more fun. But you have to be a lot sharper on the street. And that's, you know, like I was saying before, how you don't push yourself as hard unless you're on the track, because on the street you have to hold back a little bit. You can go 80%, but if you go 100%, it's only a matter of time before you total your car or get busted or something like that. So that's where higher quality practice comes into play.
Yeah, I used to street drift, and I think my main reason, along with most people that either do it now or used to do it, is that there's nowhere else to go. But you know, especially in the last year, tracks have really started to notice that there's something, you know, to drifting, and it's not just kids playing around. And you know, as that has happened, people have moved off the street. Well, I think one of the pros to street drifting, not that I want to promote it, but one of the pros is that you never know what's going to happen. Your environment's different every time, and not just about the place you go, but you know, you never know when someone could be there. You always have the police looking over your shoulder. That's sort of a drawback to it. It's really hard to learn and, you know, try to learn new things when you're always worried. Where on the track, you have a consistent environment, and you don't have to worry about anyone, you know, arresting you.
I think that you have to keep your bases covered on a lot of different things, whereas like drag racing, you mostly focus on power. You know, road racing, you mostly focus on handling. But when you start getting to higher levels of drifting cars, you really have to look at the car as a whole and keep all levels of the car at a similar level. Because if there's a weak point in the car and you're drifting it, you're going to find it really fast. Don't start out with a race car. You know, just make sure your car is solid and it's not going to blow up or fall apart on you, you know, whenever you go out and practice. Just drive, drive, drive. Spend your money where you need it. Spend it on tires, upgrade your brakes, things like that. You know, make your car drivable, make your car dependable, learn to drive it better, and then later on, you know, when you're experienced enough to actually utilize a fast car, go ahead and make it fast. But you don't need it in the beginning.
Well, buy the parts you need for your car and then go drifting. You know what? You can't get good. Well, okay, you can get to like level A with all your stock stuff, but that's all you're gonna get. You have to go buy all these things. Buy your parts, go to the drift events, have a blast, because really when it comes down to it, I mean, you go to the drift event, you have fun, you hang out with all your friends, and you giggle about it over the internet later, and in the end you're really like, oh my god, who got footage of me sucking and all my suspension flopping around.
It's the best years of your life, man.
It's the best years of your life, and you get old and you realize that you really are a noob, and you're just like, oh.
Don't let money change ya. This is a story of a kid, his name is Cisco, who made more money than the Count of Monte Cristo. He lived a lavish style of life, fast money, women, cars, and he liked to frequent bars, clubs, and discos. Made his living as a world-famous rap star. When he first started, Mike respects what he was after, and so he got inside his mind.
So yeah, it's really lame. How did it get cleared out? Just for driving on it? No, just the weather.